Hey everybody, it's Jim, better known as Sandman Mystery Media, where we talk about books, graphic novels, comics or floppies, music, TV shows, and movies, and anything else that tickles my fancy. Uh, Most of you know the last 2 or 3 weeks have been actually, since right the week before Thanksgiving, have been pretty much insane for me. So I apologize to everyone who bought comics from me that I haven't got totals to, that I haven't shipped out to, who have paid me. Uh, I'll get it done as soon as I can. That's all I can say. I mean, we're still taking care of, Foofer, who had the ear surgery, and he's got to go back Friday the 26th to get the sutures removed and his checkup. Um, all that stuff. Work has been crazy busy. Uh, Friday was my only day off, so I worked Saturday, I worked yesterday, I worked today. So there's no rest for the wicked. um, uh, and That and taking care of Foofer and the other kitties in the house has been crazy. Um, Friday, on my day off, I noticed the laundry room really, really heating up. And I noticed the heater venting was loose, but we had a bunch of stuff stored all around the washer dryer unit because it's stackable. So I had to move everything to get to that to fix it. But when I did that, I found a box full of about 50 books here that I forgot about. These all came from my public library. I bought them like 4 years ago, and I we had to box them up and store them because I didn't have room like I have room now for all the books I'm getting. Um, and I found those, so we're going to show those off and then show off a few things that my son got me. And I actually started early on my TBR stack with two books that I'm reading now. Um, the first one is the horror stories of Robert E. Howard, and this is a UK publication. It's Wordsworth Editions, and I've read the shorts. I'm on page 50 now, which is the beginning of the Skullface story, which is kind of a Sax Rohmer Fu Manchu type book. Um, but this is really cool because this has all his horror stuff. Like the first two, In the Forest of Villefort and Wolf's Head, are awesome stories about this guy who turns into a werewolf. And then the Dream Snake was really cool. The Hyena was cool. The Sea Curse was cool. And then right after that is Skull Face. That's like a 78-page novella. So that's what I'm going to be reading next in here. And it's a very simple cover, but then at the top, I'm hoping you guys can see that. It's got an embossed skull on it, which is very, very nice. And then just, the mountains, some clouds, and a very full moon. And then the back is, just gives you all the stuff about it. I'm finding Robert E. Howard publications from the UK are really, really good. So if you can find the UK publications, grab them. The other book from my TBR that was supposed to start in January, I started Terror on Planet Ionis, the one with that awesome painted cover of the monster, the electric monster on there by Alan Adler, a writer I never heard of. Um, I'm 60 pages into this, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Very cool stuff. I should have that finished very soon. Excuse me. All right. show you some stuff my son got me. He gave me these, today. I have one more coming, but that has to wait till Christmas, so I'm cool with that. I got a copy of Occult Detective Quarterly #1, and I'm really excited about this magazine. He got me 2 issues because he knows I like physical media. The other issue is issue #4. This is from spring of 2018. So I got #1 from fall of 2016 and #4. So there's 2 issues in between I got to try to track down. But issue #1, I'm kind of excited for this because, look, the first story is called Got My Mojo Working. And it's about a talking ape who shaves himself, hunting down some Cthulhu-esque type demon. You gotta love this. And he's working in Hollywood as a PI, okay? An occult detective. Yes. Yes, please. Give it to me. Thank you very much. And have a great day. All right. So these are 2 books my son got me. And then David A. Kyle's Pictorial History of Science Fiction. I believe this is from like 1976 or 78, something like that. But it's really awesome. It covers everything from Jules Verne, H.G. Wells, Hugo Gernsback, who started Amazing Stories, John W. Campbell, famous The Thing, of course, Buck Rogers, or Armageddon 2058 or 2085. I get the numbers transposed. And then, the end papers are awesome. The dust jacket's great. Yep, that's Buck Rogers and Wilma Deering right there. And man, look at that. We got Forbidden Planet in there, and then artwork. Just phenomenal stuff, man. History of Science Fiction. And this is compiled and written by David Kyle, who wrote the approved Lensman novels after E. Doc Smith passed, which I thought was really, really cool. And yep, we got some Flash Gordon stuff and science fiction series there. I mean, look at this. The original Flash Gordon serials. Yeah, man, this is just incredible stuff. And then copies of the covers for the old pulps, Amazing Stories, Air Wonder Stories, Scoops in Britain, Science Wonder Stories, Miracle Science and Fantasy Stories, and the interior art for these stories. And then, look at that, Buck Rogers comic strip. Yeah, this is good stuff here. The Golden Years from 1926 to 1936. The Silver Years were 1910 to 1926. And then it talks about the sci-fi paperback era and gives you an example of that. Star Trek is in here, of course. I even saw Space 1999 in here. Yeah, here we go. And Planet of the Apes. Yeah. Let's see. Planet of the Apes, Star Trek, Space 1999. This can't be the first printing because the first printing came out in 1974. This has got to be one of the updated ones. Since it includes Space 1999, which I think was 76 or 78. I can't remember which. But yeah, that's the cover to it. A Pictorial History of Science Fiction by David Kyle. And then look at that. Awesome vintage retro art, man, on the back of the City of Tomorrow. Fantastic stuff, guys. All right. Now, Like I said, these were in a box that fell behind the washer and dryer unit, which disconnected the heater stuff. And so I brought them out, and some of these are going to get added to my TBR. In that box also was a DVD set. Alliance Atlantis presents the Ray Bradbury Theater. 13 episodes, over 5 hours of Ray Bradbury theater stuff. Cool. It's kind of Twilight Zone-y, you know, or Outer Limits-y, you know, one of those type of shows. So good, fun stuff. And then Dungeons, Dragons, Danger, and Doom. Return to the World of Elfwood, The Twisted Dragon by Kevin Stein. Very nice shape. Dragon Prince Book 3, Sunrunner's Fire by Melanie Ron. This I can't wait to read. Dragonkin Book 1, Wyvernwood by Robin Wayne Bailey and illustrated by Troy Howe. Nice, shiny, with a little embossment on the title. Looks brand new. Don't know what year this is, though. Well, books, it was $6.99 here in the U.S., so it had to be quite a while ago. 2003, so yeah, it's 22-year-old fantasy. And then a novel by Jack L. Chalker, Vengeance of the Dancing Gods. This one has seen some sun fading. It's a Ballantine fantasy. And then Spell Fantasia, 13 Magical Tales of Spellcasters and Their Enchantments. Yeah, and I paid $0.25 for it. It was on the last chance bin at the local library. This one I paid 50 cents for, A Novel of Vengeance, The Cage, by S.M. Sterling and Shirley Meyer. Two hot medieval chicks on the front. Can't go wrong. Gotta love fantasy. And then this is just a classic. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. T.H. White, The Once and Future King. It's a thickie. So this one, yeah, it's like 650 pages. So I'm assuming this has all the books in it. Yeah, Sword in the Stone, The Queen of Air and Darkness, The Ill-Made Knight, The Candle in the Wind. So it's got 4 books, I guess. 4 books in one here, the whole run. And then Paul Anderson, A Midsummer Tempest. This looks neat, by Tor. Looks like Poseidon and his daughter or his wife, possibly. I don't know. And then here, Legends. New short novels, first time in paperback. Some of the writers in it are Terry Goodkind, George R. Martin, Anne McCaffrey. I paid 10 cents for this. It's brand spanking new. See? And it even has a step back. That's pretty nice. Pretty neat, pretty neat. All right. Yep, there's still 2 more stacks, but then there's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hardbacks. First one is Isaac Asimov's Foundation's Edge, the 4th Foundation novel. Isaac Asimov, The Far Ends of Time and Earth. This is Arthur C. Clarke, Prelude to Mars. It's an omnibus including 2 complete novels, Sands of Mars and Prelude to Space, and 16 short stories. We'll see. This I'm interested in. Steve White, Blood of the Heroes. And I haven't read this in a dog's age. Because I do like that trilogy, that psychedelic trilogy that this writer did with Dyson. I think that was the first book, Dyson. He did one called Ninja, Eric Van Luspater. And there he is. All right, now let's move on to this stack of paperbacks. Margaret Weiss, Ghost Legion. This has been loved. See, the spine's kind of got that curve going on. And then, oh yeah, these are going in my TBR. These are science fantasy. The writer is Robert E. Vardaman. It's the Jade Demons series. This is book 1, The Quaking Lands. Book 2, The Frozen Waves. And book 3, The Crystal Clouds. I don't know if there's more, but it's pretty awesome. Beautiful Kassira, last acolyte of a vanquished sacred order, knew the time had come to begin her quest. With her magical bird Zoltan, the seductive wolf boy Malamo, and her mighty warrior champion Rauvin, they must challenge the Jade Demons, great fearsome creatures that inflame the sky and scorch the earth as they battled for one final terrible supremacy over the gods and man. This is going to be cool. Very pulpy adventure. And come on, you got like a wolf boy, wolf man in there? You sold me. That's in my TBR. Goes down here, my TBR. And then we got The Magician's Guild, the Black Magician Trilogy, book 1 by Trudy Canavan. Now, I don't know about a lot of the ones I'm showing you guys, so if any of you know about this stuff or have read it, let me know. Now, this is Terry Pratchett. Terry Pratchett, anything Terry Pratchett's awesome. Winter Smith, A Tiffany Aching Adventure. And yeah, this has serious spine issue, but readable. I know I'll find a way to fix that. And then L.E. Modisette Jr., Dark Song Rising, the third book in the Spell Song cycle. Marion Zimmerman Bradley presents Sword and Sorceress 13. I don't think she wrote this. Yeah, it's a bunch of short stories. I think she's just the editor on it. So I'll still read that. That will, normally I wouldn't support someone who knew about the things she knew about and allegedly did the things she did and helped her husband do them. But since she just did the editing and other people actually wrote the short stories, I'll go ahead and read their short stories. Now, this writer I love a lot. I love him a lot. He is he's like the king of military sci-fi. I mean, it's David Drake, Northworld, and Northworld adventure continues with vengeance. So I got the first 2 books there, and I loved his Hammer Slammers. Those were awesome. These were Ace Science Fiction. Not sure when these came out. Oh, Ace Edition, April 1990. Okay, so, yep, 35 years old from David Drake. And then Changing the World, All New Tales of Valdemar, 16 original short stories of the Heralds, Valdemar's elite protective force, including a new story by Mercedes Lackey, edited by Mercedes Lackey. And it is a DAW fantasy, but not a yellowback. This is newer. Let's see, when is it? (2009). So this is only 16 years old. right, and Morgan Llewellyn, Druids. So this should be a neat book. It's got a bit of a curl to the spine. But hey, for 10 cents, I'm not going to complain. Mike Jeffries, Shadows in the Watchgate. Fantasy. Really nice shape. I didn't even know Harper put out fantasy. So. All right, and then L.E. Modesti Jr., The Soprano Sorceress. This is the first book in the Spell Song cycle, so I need to find the second book. All right, last stack of books here. All right, this is Ace 2003 50th Anniversary Edition. Don Cook's The Forgotten Truth. Very cool. I see a dragon on the cover. You see a dragon, you buy a dragon. And it's like brand new, like it was never, ever, 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 ever read. This is not the first book. This is the third book in the series. The first book was The First Truth, then The Hidden Truth, then The Forgotten Truth. That's a lot of truth, even though there is only one truth. But anyway, I remember reading this when I was a teen. This was an incredible series. Dave Duncan, The Reluctant Swordsman. This is book 1 of The Seventh Sword. I like this series a lot. Really cool. Yeah, it was a trilogy. The second book was The Coming of Wisdom. The third was The Destiny of the Sword. This is from 1988. Little bit of a spine curl there. But hey, 10 cents, you know? Durini Checkmate by Catherine Kurtz. This is volume 2 of the Chronicles of the Durini. Pretty nice shape. Much Fall of Blood. This book is a thickie. I don't know if I'll ever get to it. It's a big Bayan fantasy. Mercedes Lackey, Eric Flint, and Dave Freer. And it's all foily goodness there. And it says it begun in the book The Shadow of the Lion, and this continues it. So I have to get The Shadow of the Lion before I can read that. And I remember these sorcery and science clash once again. Christopher Stasheff, The Warlock Enraged. Yeah, there's 4 books before this one. So, and then here's another one I got for 10 cents. See? 10 center. Paul Kearney, Hawkwood's Voyage. It is The Monarchies of God, Book 1. A bold, strong new voice in fantasy by Robert Silverberg. Well, that says a lot. Robert Silverberg is respected and well known. The Farsala Trilogy, Book 1, Fall of a Kingdom by Hilary Bell. Let's see, when did this come out? This was another one of those 10 to 50 centers. This is from 2003. All right, there's only 4 more after this one. Mercedes Lackey and Larry Dixon, The Black Griffin, Book 1 of the Mage Wars. That looks awesome. I'm probably going to have to put that on my TBR. It has been well loved. But the front and back covers are nice shape, and that is a beautiful painting of a black griffin. And looks like he's holding an awesome staff with no, not a staff, but some kind of magic ball. Bluish glowing ball. Oh, it's got interior art too. Check that out. All right, let's look at when it came out. This is Daub Book Collectors number 937. I didn't know they were still numbering them. That's awesome. Came out in 1994. Cool. All right, and then Andre Norton. I like Andre Norton. She's awesome. And Mary Schwab, The Mage Stones, Secrets of the Witch World. Yeah, Witch World. I have the first 3 books and a few others in there. I don't know where this will fit in, but happy to have it. This is the year's best science fiction 12. It's put out by AOS Science Fiction, edited by David G. Hartwell and Catherine Kramer. This is 2007. We've got Nancy Kress, Terry Bison, Cory Doctorow, Heather Lindsley, Gardner Dozois, Ed Zek, Mary Rosenblum, Rudy Rucker. Whole bunch of people. I know Joe Haldeman. Most of these names, I have to be honest, I don't know because I read old school stuff. So this will be a learning experience for me. Cool. I'm going to learn today. Here's another Andre Norton with Phyllis Miller, House of Shadows. This is put out by Tor Fantasy. Another 10 center. And then lastly, Catherine Kurtz, Camber of Coldey, Volume 1 in the Legends of Camber of Coldey. So that's a beautiful cover. Let's see if it tells me who did that cover. This is from 1976. Cover art by Daryl K. Sweet. There we go. And that's it of my discovered books that have been boxed up for 4 or 5 years. I hope you liked my video. I know it's gone long, about 30 minutes. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you know other people on BookTube would be interested in my stuff, share my videos, give me a like, leave a comment, all that happiness. Otherwise, may God bless you and keep you safe. And most importantly, have fun with your family at Christmas here. Because, I mean, Christmas is about the birth of Christ and what he ended up doing for us. But it's also about family and friends and love and just enjoying the time we're given. All right? Because we are only human. On that note, I will see you in the next video, all right? Bye for now.